What are some interesting or fun Christmas traditions you follow? I'm a single mother of 4. To say that finances have been tight would be an understatement. One year I couldn't afford to pay the rent on my storage unit, and as a result I lost my Christmas tree and decorations. My parents bought a new artificial tree for their house and gave me their old one. I didn't have money to buy new Christmas ornaments and really preferred the money go to my kids' presents instead of decorations. So I told my kids to find all the small toys and whatever they could find. I tied string around what they brought me and hung them to the tree. The kids were having so much fun on this ornament scavenger hunt that they started trying to find things they found funny to hang, like an old toothbrush or a sock. Finally we topped the tree with a Darth Vader version of Mr. Potato Head. The following year I was doing a little better financially and bought ornaments. The kids insisted on scavenging for items for the tree. My kids are grown now and they still love this tradition of ours. Eating with my grandparents. Sorry, but if during Christmas lunch there aren't my parents, it's not Christmas. My family orders pizza on Christmas Eve and we all open one present. Then on Christmas Day we eat finger foods instead of a big fancy dinner. When I was a child in the 1950s, our Christmas tree was decorated on Christmas Eve. My brother and I would wake up Christmas morning to a beautiful tree and our gifts. It was magical to us and left us with wonderful lasting memories. It must have been a lot of work for our parents. Drive around Christmas Eve looking at lights, eating Taco Bell. Every year. Stockings as soon as you wake up, but presents have to wait till after breakfast, which must be cinnamon rolls. I live in Mexico. My dad's side of the family doesn't celebrate Christmas, but my mom's side does, and they don't have a lot of money. But without fail every year we go to my grandmother's small home, and so do all my mom's siblings and their families, so you have like 20 people in a very small home and it's always a riot. We serve tamales, ham and turkey, we tell jokes, we play a lot of board games, Pictionary is a favorite, kids play video games, and we all make fun of one another, catching up to what is going on in our lives, and we remember those who have passed away. It is always my favorite time of the year because my mom's side of the family is funny as fuck. Despite the house's size, it's always a comfortable reunion. Every now and then the older people get presents, but we mostly give them to the kids of the family when the clock hits 12. Then every member of the family hugs one another. I'm really gonna miss these moments when we can no longer get together like this. When family inevitably grows apart, they are the happiest times of my life. IC 175 TGZ. Maybe not strictly Christmas, but I've started a new tradition for myself this year, of self-reflection on the winter solstice. Think about the year that's passed, organize and clean, like, even small things like my Spotify playlists and phone gallery, focus on loving myself, friends and family, and the world, even meditate a bit. It turned out really nicely. I feel calm and at peace and ready for another year, and to have Christmas and New Year's, too. I'm just calling it Reflection Day or Solstice Day. Baking cookies on Christmas. Every year we make some kind of cookies. This year we're doing almond sugar cookies, pecan sandies, and gingerbread. So Christmas Eve night my family would come together for a wild Christmas party. All 53 grandchildren would either get a gift or $100 cash depending on age, and once we reached a certain age we'd all smoke a few joints and pound beers with the odd uncle and aunt coming out to partake in a little weed. Unfortunately most of the family elders have now passed and it's been a little haphazard, but I'm forever grateful I got sober before the last one a couple years ago, so I could truly be present for it, and not ruin the party / start any unwanted fires. I think my uncle will restart the tradition at his after this whole pandemic is less of a thing, but the ones we had growing up are still a hot topic of conversation for all our cousin meetups. Happy Cake Day. Eat turkey. We get together and take shots and make chili cheeseburger pies, which is an old recipe my mom got off a Pillsbury Doughcan back in the 80s that's a little trashy and a lot delicious. We make a lemon pig. It is a lemon with pink-headed matches inserted to make a face and legs and a tail. It was a tradition passed down from my great-grandma through the generations, and now my daughter makes them. I was told by my grandma that during the Great Depression, having a lemon was luxurious and it was supposed to give good wealth/fortune for the next year. Sit at my house by myself and enjoy peace and quiet. So last year I spent it at work, which was pretty cool to be around my co-workers. Would be doing the same year had we not been laid off. So I'll enjoy my usual ritual at my house, probably eat terribly and enjoy the quiet. Ha. For the past several years, my mom and dad have gone out to dollar stores and gotten smaller bag gifts and candy with a shitload of plastic wrap. Then they make a ball of plastic wrap with the candy, gag gifts, and some cash thrown in too, and then we all get 20 seconds each to unwrap as much as possible and we go in a circle until the ball runs out. You get to keep anything that falls out during your turn. My husband and I started a tradition 3 years ago where we watch the Star Wars Christmas special on Christmas Eve. Terrible movie, but in the best way possible, and it just really makes me happy to watch it with him. Literally the first 10 minutes is Chewbacca's family talking to each other. It's so painfully amazing. I'm Jewish, so Chinese food and movie night. Sometime way back when my aunt was dating my now uncle, we played poker on Christmas Eve. It was for pocket change. I think I was under the age of 10 the first time we played. I'm now 38 and my aunt and uncle have 3 grown kids. We still play poker, but the pots have gotten a lot bigger. I think 2 years ago we had several pots over $100 and at least $300 changed hands over the course of the evening. My family had a Christmas Eve elf. Every Christmas Eve day the elf would sneak into our rooms and leave us our first gift of Christmas, usually some cozy pajamas. I plan to carry on the tradition with my kids. I started a tradition in my family where the kids write and illustrate a Christmas book, and over the years we've got a small collection of books. NGL, some of them are pretty good. We always get Chinese food on Christmas Eve. It's so yum. Every single year we shake every single gift and guess what's in it. And 100% of the time we say, it's a tennis racket. And open it up all super excited. This is because my grandmother used to do this, and we all found it annoying and got tired of it until she passed away around 2010. Miss you, grandmom. We have this little plastic lizard that's like 30 years old, and we take turns every year who gets to hide it in the tree. And then on Christmas it's a race to find it first. Money has become involved to spice things up in the last few years. The past couple years I have made it a personal tradition to go through a fast food drive-thru on Christmas Eve. I don't order anything, but pay for the car or two behind me. Growing up, every Christmas Eve I would sit by the tree with my dad where he read me the night before Christmas. Once he finished reading, I was able to open one present that was already under the tree. Then we would pour a glass of milk and make a plate of cookies and reindeer treats for Santa, which were mostly gone the next day. One year he even made reindeer prints on the roof. That was so amazing to see being a kid. I miss my dad. Can't wait to have a kid of my own and carry on that tradition. The cake day. It is when you see some blue cheese next to somebody's Reddit username, and wish them a happy cake day. This also takes place during the rest of the year. Happy Cake Day. We all get one new bauble a year around Christmas. Then when you unpack to decorate the next year, you can look back at all the different memories brought on by baubles. We try to get them from different places too. Has to be either panettone French toast Christmas morning, or cutting off the stump of our tree at the end of every season and putting a family picture on it to make it an ornament for the next year. Looking back, I have to say thanks to my parents more. Little traditions are easy to overlook, but doing them every year makes me feel closer to everyone. We have a small Woody, from Toy Story, toy from a Happy Meal years ago. We hide him all in the living room. The rule is part of him has to be visible. When he is found, you have to announce that you found him and then re-hide it. Whoever finds it Christmas morning gets to open presents first. Never sure how it got started, But we've gotten extremely creative, and it's impressive how well my siblings can hide him. My wife and I both come from large families near NYC. They get along just fine, but no one from my family would call up anyone from her family or vice versa. It's always a struggle to negotiate which family will be with for which holidays. This was always a cause of stress. So while we were dating, we decided that we would tell our respective families that we were attending Christmas Eve festivities at each other's families. What we really did was spend the night in New York City alone, and getting a really nice dinner and going to see the tree in Rockefeller Center. We would then see both families on Christmas Day. Nobody was aware of our little fib, and we started our own little tradition that we carry on with our little one.